Mr. Winholz?
Yes, sir.
What did you do to provoke him?
He needs it. We need to have him come to the
Oh, okay.
podium.
Can we discuss this without him here?
Yes, we need, because he's been asked to and noticed to be here, and he has chosen not to. The board has to move forward with this business.
Mr. Winholtz, if you feel comfortable in doing that, it's not something that we're
Absolutely.
saying you have to do, but we would certainly like to hear your side of the story.
The short answer is I did nothing to provoke him.
Would you mind going back over what, kind of in detail, what happened that particular, I mean, I was at that game and I didn't, but I was at the far end and I did not see what had happened, so if you would give us a short.
I was at the basketball game. I was announcing the game. I greeted a couple of friends. After the game was over, I went to walk out of the gym and Mike was coming out of the stands. I stuck my hand out to him to shake his hand and wish him a Merry Christmas. And he grabbed a hold of my hand and yanked me into his chest. And he asked me, he said, I need to know whose side you were on. And he did it very nastily. And I told him, I don't know what you're talking about. And he continued to say, you need to tell us what side you're on. And he's referring to, evidently, school board issues. I haven't been to a school board meeting for over a year. Haven't been involved in any of that. I had not spoken with Mike until the state basketball game last year. It's the last time that I spoke with him. So something got in his head that he needed to be nasty with me about that. And I'd leave that up to Mr. Paris and Mr. O'Brien to explain that part. Because I had a conversation with Mr. Paris that afternoon, just suggesting that maybe we're on the wrong track with what our community is doing and with what's going on with our school board, and both sides have a part in that. Now, evidently, that was discussed because there is absolutely no reason for Mike to come up to me other than that. Okay, so with that in mind, he had me tightly held to his chest. I relaxed my hand twice and tried to pull it away from him, and he wouldn't let me do it. I said, you need to let go of my hand right now. And he said, as soon as you tell me what side you're on, so I broke my grip with him. And when I got done doing that, I told him, I said, you need to stay away from me, please. And I turned around and I walked off. I went out into the concession area. In the concession area, he came up behind me, grabbed a hold of my shoulder. I was by the trophy case and he got right in my face. He was less than an inch away from my nose with his face. Continuing this line of, you need to tell us what side you're on. I tried to have a civil conversation with him, and I said, Mike, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to walk out of here, you need to leave me alone. And I started to walk out, and he said, the next time you hit me, I'm going to call the sheriff. Well, I had not hit him. And so I thought, okay, if we're going to go down that road, then maybe we should just call the sheriff right now. And I told him that. So I went and found Mr. Combo, I explained to him what happened. He called the sheriff. And for probably, I'm going to guess 20 minutes, and anybody that doubts this, they can go to Mr. Ward's house and watch his video camera of him having that thing shoved in my face. It took every ounce of character that I had to not fight him. And that's exactly what he wanted to happen. He's the one that wanted the fight. I think his video camera and the one in the concession area, I'd be true enough witness for that. I think this is very unfortunate that this has happened, but if we're going to go to where we're going to start verbally insulting each other in front of our faces and physically assaulting each other, then we have gone too far. I am one that will not stand for bullying. I'm not going to put up with it, and that's exactly what he did. I used to go to church with Mike. I wish that Mike would say, you know what, you're right, I went down the wrong road and I shouldn't have done that. And if he would simply do that, then as far as I'm concerned, this could be canceled. But I think it's very unfortunate that he's not going to get to watch his son play his last basketball games. So that's my side to it.
Thank you. Mr. O'Brien.
Madam Chair, my name got drug into this. I'm asking for closed session with the board. Kevin O'Brien. My name just got drug into this thing. I'm requesting closed session with the board.
Okay, that's fine.
Excuse me?
We can grant you closed session for whatever you need to share.
Okay, thanks.
At that, would I ask the rest of the audience to wait for us out? You think Mr. Reynolds has covered it?
Yeah, I believe so. I was upstairs, I came down at the end of it.
Mr. Combo? Feel like you need to add anything to this particular thing?
No, I would 100% agree with Mr. Reynolds.
Is there anyone else? Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anybody here that felt the same type of intimidation with the video equipment that Mr. Wenholz indicated?
Very much so.
I would agree with that.
I would. I was in the stands, and it was aimed at me, and I didn't like it.
He videotaped me that night also,
For what? What?
during the game, just while I was watching the game.
I'm really sad that this